Hey, and welcome back, everyone. And I hope you are all doing really fine. And in this video, we are going to see how can we implement ZOD authentication in our registration form. So we have a very basic registration form right here with email, password, and confirm password. And we are going to see how to implement all the three, validation on all the three fields: email, where we have a valid email, and password with all the small and capital letter and special character and numbers, and of course if password and confirm passwords are matched. So we are going to implement all three in this video, and it will be a very short video, not very long video, because there's not so much change in the UI, just some functionality to implement. So be with me, and we will be doing it right now. So let's go and hop on to our code. So here we are on our code editor, and I have done some modifications. So let me just go through it very quickly. So in the input field, I have added this confirm password here with a string, and here inside our JSX, I have added this little, just copied this password here field and pasted it here with the label changed. And inside the register, I have changed this. So if we go back and take a look at our registration form right here, we have this email, password, and confirm password. But if we click on the submit button, nothing happens. If I enter anything right here, we get nothing, nothing works. So if I click on it, it will just say missing an email, because it's a email field. I have mentioned it right here. If you go and see, it is type, so it is just some basic type checking with the normal input. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to install a few things. So let's go back to our terminal right here, and let me just clear it. So if you guys can see, so what I'm going to install, npm install @hook form slash resolvers, and one more thing as ZOD. So we are going to install hook form slash resolver and ZOD. So we have already installed React hook form, so we don't need to install it. So let's go and press enter. And we have our hook form slash resolver and ZOD installed. So if we go back and check our package.json file, and here we have our ZOD and hook form resolver right here. So let's go and close it very quickly. Actually, I'm going to close all the remaining files here with because we only need this login page. Actually, it's a registration page. I just named it login because I was working on it. So we have this. Now what we need to do is we need to import ZOD like this from ZOD. And one more thing, which is import ZOD resolver from hook resolver ZOD. So what are we going to do now is we are going to create a simple form schema, which will be like this: const form schema. And inside this form schema, can create a z dot object, and inside the object we can z dot object like this. And inside the object we can pass our schema. So we want ZOD to check if what we are entering in the email input is matching from what I have specified. So if I specify that an email must have type of email. So suppose email consists of what, @.com. So these are the things that are contained in an email. So if I mention that I want these things to be matched with email, so whenever we enter the email, the ZOD will check on it and then passes if the schema is, and passes if the entered input is what we have mentioned in our schema or not. So I hope it is clear to you guys. Let's go and quickly implement this. So we have our email right here, and what we want is we want z dot string uh, like this, and then because it says that email should be of type string, and then inside this we can email, which will check if what is being entered in the input is email or not. So if it is not the email, then we can pass this is not a valid email like this. So this is our email schema. We will see how it works. So let's go and quickly create two more for password and confirm password. Password, and what we can do is z dot string, and with now a new fields come here, which is min, and this will check for what is the minimum length of the string that should be. So I'm giving here 8, and I can paste this message right here which says please answer your password at least 8 characters long. And also what I can do is I'm going to create a regex which will check for the special characters number, uppercase letter and small case letter. So I'm going to write here uh, dot regex like this, and I'm going to pass a simple regex that I have already created. So I'm going to go back to my other window, copy the regex, and what you guys can do, you can just pause the video and copy the regex from here. So this is the regex that I was talking about. And inside this regex, I can pass a simple message like this. So it says your password must have at least an uppercase letter, A to Z, small case letter, small a to Z, number, and a special character. So we are done with our password schema now. We are going to create another schema which is of confirm password. And I'm going to save some time right here, and I'm going to copy this whole password schema and paste it right below our password schema, and I'm going to name it CNF. Okay, let's go CNF password like this, and okay, so this confirm password schema is similar to the password schema. We don't have to change anything here because it will contain similar things as our password, which will be of it will be of at least 8 characters long, and it must have a small case, uppercase, and things like this. But we need to do one thing right here. We need to implement if the password and confirm password are same or not. But before we jump onto that, we can just simply implement basic things like email and password validation. What we can do now is what we can do now is inside this use form right here, you can just go and create open this curly braces and then write a resolver like this, and ZOD resolver, and inside this ZOD resolver we can pass our form schema that we have created above, and then we can pass some default values like for what we have created above, like email, which will be of type string, password, which will be of type string as well, and then confirm password like this. So let me just go through it once again, so it is clear to you guys. This is our use form. We fetched the register here, submit handle, form state, and then inside this use form we have this type input, which will like direct the use form that we have these three types of inputs right here, and then inside this use form function we pass this resolver and then this ZOD resolver, and implemented that the ZOD resolver must check the form schema. So now what we need to do is we need to show the error messages. And for that, what we can do is we can go below this input, we can enter this parentheses right here, and then we can write errors dot email, and then we are going to check if we have any error or not. So if we have, then what we will do, we are going to open this parentheses, and inside this parentheses we are going to write a span errors dot email dot message. We can give some classes to this span so that we will know text dash center, and then text dash red dash 600. So now let's quickly go back to our browser and see if our email validation is working or not. So if I go back to my browser and try to submit with it with empty field. So if I click on it and it says this is not a valid email, let's try to write something like .com, and if I submit it again, it will again give the error message until I gave it the correct email, which is something follows this format at the rate gmail.com. If I submit it, it will show no error. So we are done with it. Now let's quickly go back to our code and implement password and confirm password as well. So I'm going to copy it, paste it right below our password. Going to change this here with this here, also copying it again and pasting it right below our password with confirm password and confirm confirm password. Now let's go back to our browser and see if we have all the functionality working or not. So if I we have already checked email, so we don't need to check it. I'm just going to paste my email here. I'm going to check with password. So let's write a password here, which is anything um, like this. And if I write anything here, which is not similar to what we have in password section, and if I click on it, it will first say the error messages that our password must have this small letter. So let's just follow the constraints. And your password, enter your password at least 8 character long. So we are getting both the errors that our password is not at least 8 character long, and we are not following the constraint that we have passed, which is password must be at least 8 characters long, and then it should have a capital letter, a small letter, a number, and a special character. So we are good to go with this. Let's go and enter the correct password for what I have entered. Check, and we have this now. So we have our password and confirm password same, but there is still something that I don't want to happen. Suppose if anyone enters the wrong password in the confirm password field like this, and if I submit, it will still take it because I did not implemented the, you know, validation here that password and confirm password should be same. So let's go and quickly implement that as well. So this is the only thing left. So what we need to do here, we need to go our we need to go to our form schema right here, and below all of this, we are going to write dot refine, and inside this refine, we are going to write fields like this, and then fields dot password triple equal to fields dot cnf password. So what it will do is it will check if the password and confirm password are same, and if not, just first the message. Uh, Please enter same password. It could be anything. You guys can give it anything according to you. Path, and it will check for the path, like for which path we want to implement this. So we want to implement this for confirm password. So what we can do is passes as a string CNF password like this. So let's go back to our browser once again and check if the password and confirm password is working or not. So we have this. We have one password right here like this. And if I enter a wrong password following the constraints, one, two, and anything, if I press submit, it says please enter the same password because both the password are not same, and we are not getting anything inside the console, even though we have this console.log inside the on submit function. So let's go and quickly enter the correct password to see what I have entered. So if I submit it right here, it says we have our data right here, and which is this inside the on submit, which means that our password validation is now working. We have our password confirm password and also email working, and this is it for the ZOD validation right here. So this is it for this video, and in the next video we are actually going to implement our login authentication using Supabase. We're going to store the data in our Supabase table, and we will be seeing how that works out. So keep on with me, and I'll see you in the next one.